Hello, everyone. Hope you guys have had a great weekend so far. Hope you guys had a great Saturday. And before we get started, let me just kind of show you all what I did yesterday afternoon. Not yesterday afternoon, my morning, my mistake. So for those that weren't here, I did the letter Q. And so the other characters we were able to do, so we went and did Quasimodo. We did Quetzal with Dragon Tales, Queen of Hearts. We did Cubert. We did Quint from Timon and Pumbaa series, more obscure character. Quick Draw McGraw. One antagonist from Darkwing Duck, Quacker Jack. So there's a few that we managed to get done for that day. And so that was a pretty fun stream. But for today, this is me another one you all had voted for. And it's gonna be funny enough, surprisingly, it's not the first one I did as far as doing these these letter streams. It's gonna be the letter A. Absolutely A. So I got a few characters lined up. So the first one I think I'll go ahead and do is do one for one of my personal favorite Disney films, Aladdin. So I think I will draw him right here, right here. So as usual, go do a little type of light sketch. Start the head, beside his head. Gonna map out the shape of his head. Map out where his facial features are going to be. His ears. His neck. He's kind of lightly map out his hair. And as usual, just starting very lightly. Now slowly fill in our features. All right. Come down. Come down an angle. He's got a very small but pointed nose. Put his other eye right here. Let's fill in these pupils. Let's put in the eyebrows. And they're very thick ones. It's been a long time since I've drawn anybody from the Aladdin series. Now, granted, these up until recently, since I think back when I did the G stream. Then while I was sketching any characters under the layer G, we did Genie, and that was pretty fun. Come down. Looks at his mouth. Just covering out his jawline, because his jawline is pretty pointed. Let's bring out his ears. Let's bring out his hair, and it kind of comes like these wavy mops. There we go. There's another wave mop on the other side as well. And of course, we can't forget his fez. Cool. Alright, so as usual, we're going to refine him. Hang on for just one moment. Alright, let's get our black pen, kind of bring him out a bit more. Interesting enough, I actually have this movie on DVD. I was actually hearing the listing how when they were designing Aladdin, they kind of use a variety of like different like celebrities kind of like bottom. Like initially when he was gonna be designed as being more of like a smaller, scrawny character, to kind of more of Michael J. Fox. But as it got along, as he became a little bit more bulkier, they more for Tom Cruise. I can actually almost see the resemblance. And financially enough, even when since they for the longest time since they had more of a scrawny character, they actually have to reanimate some of the scenes like where he was kind of always drawn scrawny to close how he looked in the current version. But some of the older drawings still managed to slip in, especially in the friend like me sequence. Like if you pause it at various points throughout the whole sequence, you'll find out like you'll see certain scenes where he suddenly is like really scrawny, he's a lot shorter. The only thing you don't really notice it right away because usually those shots they're really quick and usually shots from far away. Versus if you get a close-up shot, you're not really going to see it as much because at that point, they've already refined the design closer to what they see now. Let's get the top of his head. Oh yeah, don't worry. I have her lined up after him. Let's get the eyes. I'm just going to fill that in. Let's go and color in these pupils. And let's color in these eyebrows. Just gonna fill all this in with black. You know what? Let me do a little bit of cross-hatching this. We kind of go over in the different directions, kind of give a little bit of movement to his head. So I'm just kind of going the direction the way his hair is flowing. Just want to give just to add a little bit of movement to his hair. There we go. That looks pretty good. Give me just one moment. All right, there we go. All right, so our next one is actually one of the requested ones is actually gonna be another one, Angelina Ballerina. So I think if I was gonna do a headshot, but I think if I got enough space, I could probably fit her whole body here, right here. So what I'm gonna do, let me just kind of lightly kind of try to sketch out her body, sketch out her pose. Just try to be as light as I can be. So if I need to change anything, it can be easy to do it early on because it can be it is much easier to try to figure things out like when in the sketching process versus once you've already started inking and coloring things in. Get her arm. Let me get sure I get her head shape. Get her pointed nose. Let me get the shoulder of her arms. Let me get the actual tutu because you can see she's actually performing. You see, just going very lightly as I'm just kind of filling out the pose. We get the ears. And one thing that's always helps out a great deal, at least when in learning how to sketch, but also just in getting like gestures right, is one of the things I would do are called gesture drawings. And usually what gesture drawings are, they're usually like very like really quick poses where very quick drawings where you're more focused on trying to get the overall like movement of the piece rather than so far like trying to get a proportions like let me get another scratch just kind of give like a quick example. Like if I'm doing like a gesture drawing, usually, I'll have a quick like kind of a line of action. And it'll be very quick, but basically all I do is kind of draw parts where I'm getting the overall movement. Like say for example, I got this person running. And what I can see the proportions aren't exactly, first of all that good. Just the overall movement and flow of the actual posture is there. And doing gestures like that, they're often really good if you're trying to learn how to like sketch, if you're learning how to keep your proportions from being stiff. So you're not proportions, your posture and your posture being stiff. Yeah, and then make them more dynamic, make them more lively. Because with gesture drawings, all the lines kind of flow into one another. And just like in that gesture drawing, the same thing I'm actually trying to do here as well. Let me bring this ear out a little bit more here too. And this show actually am actually a little more familiar with because I do vaguely remember catching it back on PBS like years ago. And I think where I am aired like pretty early in the morning. That's the thing with some shows. Like some shows you can only catch like at that specific time. They get the nose. Let's get her hands well wrapped. Just get the folds in. Just gotta go around. There's like 2 layers of folds to add in. I know some dresses have 3, but I think just keep things simple. I'll just keep it to 2 this time. Let's get her feet. There we go. Let's get her other foot as well. And let's get her shoes on the very back. Let's get her tail. Let it curl back up here this way. Perfect, perfect. Get her other shoe as well. All right, perfect. So now let's go and flesh it out a bit more. Great, 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 great. All right, so let's rig out our bow while we're at it. For those that already know, we'll be covering all these guys in like when we're just about done. Get her ear. I hope everybody's been having a great weekend so far. It's been really busy on my end. Just working. Got like Christmas shopping I gotta take care of. Let's get our other pose in. There we go. Hang on, let me check out something for a moment. Let me see. See, as I'm drawing noise at bar, I'm kind of making it a little bit more scruffy. Add a little scruffiness. I got the whiskers. Get the top part of her tutu. Get the bottom part. laces in her shoes. We get our other shoe while we're at it. Some of the feet's not completely perfect. That's one of the things I tend to struggle with now and then. Hands and feet. Usually feet I'm not too bad at. His hands are always pretty difficult. We kind of shade the inside of her ears. And alright, cool. So now we got our two characters down. Alright, cool. See, next one I'm actually gonna do. Hang on, just want to make sure the camera's centered. Hey, thanks, Jay. I'm glad you liked it. Glad you really liked it. It's first time I'm drawing her, so I was a little worried how it would turn out. So that does mean a lot. So next one I'm gonna do. This one's sports a slightly different style compared to these two. Another character I'm actually drawing is Ace from Powerpuff Girls from the Gang Green Gang, and his design's a little bit different because while my name started with Circle, this one he has a very sharp, pointed head, very sharp, really edgy chin jaw. He's really sharp sunglasses. Let's get his pointy nose. Got a very distinct overbite. Let's get his teeth. His jaw kind of points straight down. Very angry. In fact, a lot of the characters on Power Girls, at least the original show, mind you, not the later one. A lot of shows had a really pointy, angular design. And in a way, it kind of made the design of the Power Girls pop that much more because they kind of a huge contrast. Because you have these cute colored girls who can fight crime, and they're also fighting against a state that's actually very edgy and very pointed. And it creates a really nice visual contrast between our main characters and all the other characters around them. It's a really, really inspired design choice for that show. With his hair, and they go up in two big swoops. Kind of bring it down. Of course, let's bring his neck. He's got very small, scrawny neck. Let's bring out his teeth. Let me bring it out a little more, because bring it up just a little bit more. Really kind of bring out that slimy tooth that he has. Get small facial hair. All right, good. Now it's turning out great. So let me just kind of find just a bit more before I break out the black pen. We have a little sheen for his hair. All right, that looks good. So let's refine it with our black one again. What's so weird? The thing, this recurring character on Powerpuff ended up becoming a character from Gorillaz, like the band Gorillaz. It was weird how that contrajectly actually played out for a good little while. Let's bring this down. Because he's almost almost continuous, sharp, pointy pear, upside down cone shape. There we go. All right. And one thing when it comes to design, like it can be one of those things where it gets hammered in pretty early on in the show's production, or it's something that changes, like, evolves like over time. Because I know with this show's case, like, pretty much got hammered in early on. Because when the pilot episodes are a little bit different, at least for Powerpuff Girls, because they hadn't really nailed down their style just yet on how they wanted to look. But of course, once we get to the actual full-on show, we got picked up. Then it got locked in. Then you have other shows like where they tend to change like in different styles like over the years, as it went on. So we kind of go in direction of his hair. Let's get nice jet black. Now let's color in his glasses. Let's break out his facial hair, just the little bit that he has. And there we go. So now we have Ace. All right, so for our next one's gonna be another character. Some of you might be familiar with. Arnold from Hey Arnold. So let me get my other pen for a moment. And so for him, let me see where I want to put him. Do I want to put him here? Do I want to put him here? Give me just one moment. Because I still want to make sure I have room for all the other characters I'm planning on drawing around here as well. Yeah, I'll just put him right here. That works perfect. So of course, some of you all know about Arnold from Hey Arnold. He's got that long football head. Let me bring the camera so you guys can see a little better. There we go. That makes you see a lot better. So he's got that very long, pronounced football head. His ears are on both sides at different points of his head. He's got one tiny cap and two long, like, broomstick bushes of hair. So I have those parting onto the side. And even though I know what his head shape is like, I want to make sure, like, I start very lightly and I slowly start filling him in, because a lot of times if I'm drawing something, it's not going to look the best, like, right off the bat. So I have to kind of work it through it to the point where I get to where I need it to be. Get his mouth. Hair dry is kind of half-lidded because he's always got that calm, zen-like demeanor. Let's get his mouth. Then his neck, because he has a very short neck. Let's bring his ears out a bit more. Get the other edge of his head. Top of that kind of juts up a little bit more than the bottom portion. Let's get his little cap. We get his little spiky hair. And I still need to check out the special, the Angela special that came out not too long ago. For anyone that was kind of series finale. Because I heard nothing but pretty, like, good things about it, which I was glad to hear. Like, especially considering that not too many people really knew about it when it first came out. Because as far as I heard, it really didn't get. It pretty much got little like the no marketing when it premiered on Nickelodeon. But you think it would, since it ran for probably a good while. Still, it's glad that it happened though, because like most shows when they've gotten canceled, they don't get a chance to really get a second win to have a proper finale. So it's nice to know that Aaron was one of the shows that actually got it, because apparently even the plot would take place in the jungle, that was actually supposed to be what they're initially gonna do for the Arnold movie that came out all those years ago. Instead of the Save the Neighborhood plot they ended up using in the theatrical movie. Even though I do recall really liking that one too, because I actually remember seeing that one in theaters back when it first came out, and that was kind of that period we're seeing like every series, like just about every series, like regardless, if it was really big hit or if it was like a moderate hit, it was getting a theatrical release of a movie, and then it just kind of started petering off because a lot of these shows, like these movies based on these shows, even though people liked them, they weren't really bringing a lot of money. So let's bring this out. Let's kind of fix outlines a bit more. All right, that looks good. Give me just one moment. So next one I will draw. I'm gonna put in. Let me see. Give me just one moment. Hang on. I'm just looking to make sure I got enough room for the other ones I gotta do. Okay, yeah, I got enough room. So next one I'm also going to do is a couple more recent characters some you might be more familiar with. Anng from Avatar. So for him, I'm actually gonna have put him right here. So let me make sure I get his cranium size. Let me map out his features. Map out where his eyes are gonna be, his large eyes. Because since he tends to have a very cheerful demeanor, a bright and cheerful demeanor, he tends to have like much bigger eyes. He's always very pronounced ears. Let me be a little bit smaller. Let me get his nose, because a very short nose. Mouth while we're at it. And give his kind of head shape almost like a hexagon-like shape, because he's technically based on a lot of like anime influence in his design. And one kind of referring feature in a lot of anime characters, usually like their head shapes tend to have more of like a circular, almost hexagon-like shape, where it's pretty round at the top, but it's very angular on the bottom portion. You just round, get his eyes, breathe those out. And even though with Emma's eyes, usually the top portions of the eyes are usually more pronounced than the bottom portion. Let's get his nose. Let's get his teeth. Alright, so let's get the side. Let's get the side of his face. And we bring that down just a bit more. Of course, let's bring up to his jawline. Let's bring out his ears. And like Aladdin, his proportions are a little bit small, are not as pronounced. They're just a little bit bigger. Forgive me if it doesn't look too good. Not look too good, but it looks a little off. Because as usual for a lot of these characters, my first time drawing them. So as I'm drawing them, kind of using reference, kind of get the look right. Now, of course, can't forget two things. Can't forget the arrow. His arrow tats. His eyebrows. His eyes, of course, we'll start filling him in here. We start on the side of his head here. Start here, I'll just go down. I say need to get on a kind of rewatch watch a show because I think the whole thing's on Netflix if I recall. I say rewatch it. This is a great show. It's funny, I've always liked the show, but I never really appreciated it until like much later when I got older. And I really like that was a really good show because like not only just being just an adventure, it was a great drama, tackling a lot of like really serious issues, having a very cinematic way of actually like shooting certain scenes. Like it's no surprise, the show still has a good cult following to this day. And I haven't seen the trailer yet for the new like reboot thing they got coming out. And I've heard, it's supposed to be pretty. He's pretty decent. Heard it's supposed to be much better than the Shaman version, but I feel like considering how how the Shaman one turned out, I feel like anything else with a bit more effort would have been better by default. Because the Shaman, because I actually remember seeing the that one in theaters back when it first came out. It's weird, like when I first saw it, I thought it was okay, but then it was like the more I saw it, like each time, like afterwards, I was like, yeah, this really isn't that good. But then again, it's like they kind of set themselves in kind of a bad spot trying to actually like they're doing like two seasons like in one movie. Like that's really hard to do because that's a whole lot of stuff you gotta condense and a whole lot of stuff you gotta leave out in order to tell a very streamlined story. So the fact that the new thing is supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be like a TV series, full on series. At least I think that's what it's supposed to be. That's a much better idea because there's so much lore that the show had that the show that actually set up. Like obviously, it's not you're not gonna get all of it like in one go if you try to condense it all. Let's get the inside of his mouth. All right, that looks good. Got about two. Got about two more to go. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. Give me just one moment. guys need to check on something just a brief moment. Check, see if my pens are all right. I need to look something up for a brief moment too. Good, because I had the reference. I was trying to make sure I had them all with me. You can't really see them, but they're off screen at the moment. Okay, so next one I'm gonna do is another one from my favorite shows. Samurai Jack. Since we're in the letter A, I'm actually gonna draw by the show's main villain, the ever-present Aku. So for him, let me start decide for his shape for his head. Let me start with the aspect where his mouth was gonna be. Because he's got really design where his is pretty angular too. So there's a lot of curves, but a lot of really sharp lines too. Really a lot of sharp angles. Because in the center of his face, he has these two like circular eyes. Circular eyes, very short nose, a very wide curved mouth. One that worked really well for expression. Then of course you guys' eyebrows, which are basically two flames. But then when we go further out, like away from his main features, you have the side space, which actually comes out in two big points that jut straight upward. Same happens on this side as well. And they've pretty much got these 4 and 10s, but I don't know if I'll be able to get them all. Get all 4 of them here. I might have kind of condensed and shortened them a bit. That come out at two different. Let me see how that looks. Can I bring them out here? Yeah, that works. That works right here. Because you got these 4 10s that come and jut out at really sharp angles. So a weird mixture of like curved and straight lines in his design. There we go. Let's bring out his eyes a bit more while we're down here. Let's get for his eyeballs. Let's get the flames that create his eyebrows. Let me bring those out, make sure those are more pronounced. So having his eyebrows be flamed, that's such a bizarre but really like unique design choice for him. Let me bring out the shape of his mouth. Of course, let me get his teeth. Good sharp teeth, but they also curve too. Well, the ones in the middle are fairly straight. All right, let's bring. You see, let's bring this out a little more and make sure this looks pretty good. All right, let's go back again, fill this in. And in fact, what I'll probably go and do, some of the areas since I know are already in red, just go and mark these out with our red pen. Now let's go and color in our flames. Alright, so let's do same as the first. Speaking of Sarah Jack, I actually did get a chance to actually see the revival really final season show. Well, I do feel that final show it does just very serious. Like I think for the most part, I did end up liking, especially forgot the name of the guy who actually did the new guy who actually did Maku. Let me see if I can bring up real quick. Cause not Mako, because Mako's the guy who did him originally in the show. But the new guy they actually got, I think he did a pretty good, decent job. I think he did a pretty good job. Yeah, Makoto Iwamatsu did him in the first seasons, and Greg Baldwin, that's the guy. He did him out. He did him in the new season. Yeah, I say I think he did a pretty good job, like doing him. I I think I have a lot of advice. I think with those final few episodes, I think it would have helped, like especially for the finale, if they've made that like a two-parter. Because I don't think it was like really rushed on how the whole conclusion went. I don't want to give away too much because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that's still interested, who hasn't seen it yet, and still are interested in seeing it. Because not like the whole thing's bad. There's still like a lot to like in the final season. It's just that potential to do like so much more than it actually end up doing. You could break out his antennas. There we go. So let's color in the sides of his face. Oh, don't worry. He's actually the last character I actually have scheduled to do on here. Yeah, but I think for how to, yeah, but I think that show. And it's funny. Like Sam is also on one of those shows I also really got into like much later on after initially ended because same deal. Remember seeing it back when it first came out. Remember really liking it, but not really getting into it. But then like years later when it started on Boomerang, and I got into that channel, I started rewatching it. Like same with Avatar. Like it was those shows I really got into because like it was had such a cinematic look, had so much of a darker tone. It was being action packed, and also this is something I've noticed a lot of shows in general involving Jenny Tarskoski because he's the guy who's actually created the show. But he also worked on Powerpuff Girls as well. Is that he has a knack for really telling stories with little to no dialogue. Because in fact, like even similar, like there's quite a couple of episodes where there's like little to no talking. Sometimes episodes where there's pretty much no talking at all, and pretty much the only thing that's really carrying the story is just the music and the visuals. And I think it's a really like creative but also unique way, of doing that. And you almost kind of surprised you don't really see it more often. At least I haven't seen that more often. All right. So now our final character, Augustus, and I actually had him lined up for last. So give me just one moment. Since at the box, let me make sure everything, whole picture's in shot. Let's get a good reference shot to use. Okay, there we go. So I'll draw him right here. Here we go. This works perfect. So for here, he's got a very ovalish shaped head. And for the bottom part of his face, it kind of juts out on this ovalish shape. So it goes down, and out. And also for him, he's got a very pronounced beak. So let me make sure the beak in. That was actually one of the things I always first where I got like really doing cartooning. And one of the things I always kind of struggled initially at first was actually drawing like beaks. Because like I mentioned yesterday, they're always a trip because they're thick, but they can also go down and up, at an angle. So you get the top portion of his beak, and we get the bottom portion. You get his eyes. And his eyes, they kind of taper a bit near towards the top. Oh, and also for his hair, he's got very shaggy hair. So we kind of start at the top and kind of start these strands that go a little bit further down. I'm pretty sure everyone that's been showing up the stream has been showing up the stream here for today because I know I think A is one of the letters. I think somebody have kind of requested for the longest. So it feels good to finally kind of get around to actually doing it. Yeah, that's how these little areas will kind of feather on the sides. To really kind of get accentuate kind of a shaggy look. So break out his little beak. We get the underside of his head. So let's just go ahead and fill him in. Then have some of his hair come down a little bit more just above his eyes. Have where it comes in on the side. There we go. Let's add some highlights to his eyes. There we go. We get his other little strong right here. Let's bring it down. Look on the sides here as well. Martin Gates, that name sounds familiar. I think I've heard him elsewhere aside from this show. Let me get the other side of his face. Let me get the other side of his face. Okay, so he's done quite. Yeah, I'm actually kind of looking a little up right about now. He's done quite a number of different shows. Dreamstone, I do remember hearing about that one. I think he did that for a couple years. That was one of his shows that he did. Yes, I thought I've heard his name before. I just couldn't figure out where. Let's get his beak. Make sure that looks good. That looks good. Yeah, I'm not as tired today, so that's why I sound a little more amped this time around. All right, so now I think we're looking good here. So now that we've drawn out our 8 characters, let's start filling them in. Let me see. There we go. All right, perfect. So for starters, let me start off with Ace here. Ace right at the very top. Since I only have a light green on hand, here's what I'm going to do. So first I'm going to start with a light layer of yellow. Color in his face. Yeah, don't worry. Trust the process. It's going to make sense in just a moment. Now use this dark green that I have. Just going to make a light layer of that. So now I got good, nice, yellowish light green to work with. Same for Aku. I'm going to do a similar deal down here. Since in the middle of the face, he's got a lot of green. Give me just one moment. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, I'm trying to kind of arch my hand away so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. Cause I know if I try to do it as is, it's not gonna really show up too well. All right, that looks good. Since I'm already used to using yellow, let me break out another one. Let's get Arnold. Just give me a nice even layer as I'm filling him in. All right. We get some peach out. Oh, well, I got the yellow. Let me use color on Gus's eyes while we're at it. So I got on hand. Normally when I normally I have like several characters on screen. Usually, whatever color I'm using, I try to use as much as I can wherever I need to before moving on to the next one. That way, I guess I'm being more efficient, and picking what colors I'm using. Because of course, I'm picking color, putting it down where I need to be, where I need to use it. Once I put it everywhere where I need to put it, then I can move on to the next one versus switching back and forth like I normally do. So now we got Arnold. Of course, I'm going to do Anng as well. I'll start around the eyes. And don't worry, I have little reference photos on the side, so I know what the colors I need to use to kind of fill all these characters in. All right, that looks good. Let me get some blue. Break that out for a moment. Hang on. Yeah, now let's color in the arrow for our airbender. And while we're at it, let's color in the beak of our ugly duckling. Yeah, to see what I mean? Usually once I pick a color, I try to use it everywhere I can before I move on to the next one. And granted, you don't have to use it like this. This is the way, just when I color, this is the way I usually like to approach doing things when it comes to color. And this is mainly since it works for me here, especially since I'm just laying down base because I'm not doing anything more complicated like adding like extra shading and highlights. Now, if I was using extra shading and highlights, then it'd be a little bit different because then I could probably be switching between at least 2 to 3 different colors around the same time. All right, looking pretty good here. So for Aladdin, like since he's got kind of a tan complexion, I don't really have a tan colored pencil on me. So I'm gonna do a mixture of two colors here. Gonna start with some orange. Go further in with some brown. Because even though it's a light brown, it's a very warm shade of it. I haven't had a chance to catch the Once Upon a Studio thing yet, but as far as I don't know if he sings in the new one. And if they did, they probably did get back his singing actor Brad Kane. For those that don't know about with Aladdin, he's actually has two voice actors. So he had one guy for his speaking voice, Scott Wanger, who for some of you older guys out there might remember him as being like DJ's boy from Full House, and Brad Kane, who was his singing voice. And that happens fairly common with a lot of like animators, especially like big budget movies, because like you may have like an actors who they may be good at voice acting, but not necessarily good singers. So they'll get an actual singer to do the voice for them. I know the last thing I saw him in, I heard him in, it was actually really touching. You can actually find it on YouTube. It's around here somewhere. Where there was a show where he did a rendition of "Proud of Your Boy." Now, "Proud of Your Boy" it was a deleted scene from Aladdin. They really tried to get in the final cut, but they couldn't. And it was actually one of like Howard Ashman, who actually wrote a lot of songs for the movie. It was actually one of the last songs he did, like before he unfortunately passed. And what was special about this show, this like was his first time actually like performing the song. And what made even more special that Howard Ashman's mother, she was actually at the show, so she got a chance to really hear like her son's song actually being performed by the character he did the character for. And it's really had actually a touching to it because it was such a really good song. I kind of wish they managed to find a way into the final movie itself, but yeah, what a really a great sing song, great singer. Just go ahead and say while we're at it. Let's color in his mouth. Oh my god, here I am being fish with color. I had that blue pen with me. I forgot to color in his hat. Yeah, see even that, even sometimes things tend to fall through the crack. And of course, for Ugly Duckling, he's actually brown. He's really two shades of brown. So where's that black brown pencil I just had? Hold on, I know I just let me find it. I know I just put it down. Here we go. All right, perfect. Yeah, because on the underside of his beak, it's kind of like a lighter shade. So we keep that fairly light, while the rest is going to be pretty much darker. There we go. Of course, for our last one, let's break out our pink. It's going a little bit dark, going a little bit heavier on for the top portion of our tutu. Get the inside of your ears. Let's get the bow. So these two don't kind of meld together. Let me just kind of color in the underside of these folds here. So you can tell these are actually two folds folding on top of one another. Of course, let's get her shoes. All right, cool. And we are just about done here. That where I'm at. Let me go and kind of fill in Ang's eyes. He's got these hazel eyes. Behind these hazel eyes. That's I don't know why I sang that. It just kind of came to me. All right, so those are all our characters we got for today. Oh, you know, let me forget. Let me go and get Ang's ear. Please, I didn't color that in. I don't know how I missed that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this double stream weekend. Just to show again, in case if I had missed, here was yesterday's stream, some drawings that I did. So yesterday I did also for letter Q. So I got Queen of Hearts, Quasimodo, Hubert, Quick Draw, Quint, and Quackerjack. So I got about 7 characters yesterday, and I got about 7 characters today as well. And hopefully I'll be able to do the same thing for next week as well, right around the same time. But once again, guys, I really do appreciate you guys actually coming in for the stream today. I know like this particular letter is one y'all requested for a while. And Shay, I'm glad to appreciate the doodle as well. I'm glad to know that you like it. And guys, I hope to see you all again sometime soon, next week. If I do ever happen to do, I'll let you guys know when I do decide to do like a weekday stream. I know I said that I was gonna do like I was planning on doing a stream like on weekdays, on weekends, just to kind of break up the monotony a bit. But I haven't really found some free time, some good time to actually really do it. Like, and plus, when I do start doing a weekday, that's when I kind of want to make sure I let you guys know like in advance, so you guys have time to actually come and actually do it. Versus, like I just spring it on you. Because if I just spring it on you, then you probably end up missing it, and I don't want you guys to actually miss any of this. But I'll keep you guys updated. So until guys, have a great Sunday. Hope to see you guys next time. All right, bye-bye.